And we are live Wednesday night with those guys. How you guys doing this evening?
How are you? Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Just
Happy
got
New
your
Year to
alert.
everybody. Yep.
Just got
All
the
right.
alert. We are live. How are you, man? What's up, Paul? What's up, Herman?
I'm hanging in there. It was a long night. Long night. But everything is all right.
Good, good, good.
So, Lawrence, you went down to Times Square? Maybe you can give us a report on that.
No, man. No, I wasn't going there. No.
Well, I thought
I don't
somebody told me you
I
were
don't
down
do
there.
well.
You know what?
I don't enjoy crowds anymore. I don't enjoy that part of New York City anymore.
Paul, you know what's funny about that Times Square thing?
Hey, TCM, how are you, bro?
Hey,
TCM.
Tim, what's good, man? You know what? You have Paul, do you have Tim's email?
Yeah. Tim,
Tim.
You wanna-
Yeah.
you want to jump in here and join us? We would appreciate it.
Want me to send him a link?
Yes, definitely.
All right.
So Tim will jump in here with us.
Considering we kind of crashed his live stream with Val on Christmas.
But
Saigon Drone Fix. Happy New
hey, Saigon,
Happy
New Year,
Year.
bro.
Happy New Year.
brother. That was a nice thing you did, man. Beautiful. Roger is a guy, man. I don't even know how to describe Roger. I don't,
Happy New Year, Adam
Roger
Ackerman.
Happy New Year, everyone. Roger created a platform for us all to hang out and,
Yep.
Meet each other, people across the country, people from all different, spaces that we wouldn't have normally have met until we all went to Canadian Drone Hub. He's not even in this country,
Yep.
Yeah.
and he brought a lot of guys in this country. And I met several guys, even in Canada, through Roger, just on YouTube that I never thought that I would ever meet, and whew, it's a community, so
Definitely is. And Saigon
for a guy,
really went over and above. Yep.
right? Yeah, and
Ray,
that was really nice.
I'm going to send you an invite right now, Ray. Give me a second.
Cool
What's
bit.
up, Cool Vic? Tim, what's good, man?
Happy New Year, Tim.
Hey, Tim.
Can you hear?
Hey,
Yes, we
Hey,
can.
what's up, man?
Yes, we can, sir. Happy New Year, brother.
How is our Carolina connection? Or are you in Georgia?
I'm in Carolina. South
Carolina. Yep.
Where at in Are you in South? Because I have some people in Reevesville, South Carolina,
Okay.
which is south of
Um,
Columbia.
I would be northwest from Columbia.
You're
Okay.
northwest of Columbia? Okay.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
up close to the upper part of the state.
Okay.
Closest, biggest town or city, whatever you want to call around us, would be Greenville. So,
Greenville.
Okay. All right. Reevesville, I know, is south of Columbia and is maybe about 15, 16 miles from there. I have some relatives down there. I've only been down there once in my life, but I didn't want to come back to New York. I was young. I tried to get lost, hoping they would leave me down there, but that only happens on TV. How is
I've
everyone?
probably been through that area. We go down to Edisto Island and Hunting Island Beach, and we usually cut through the countries, take scenic routes. So I've probably been through that area, just not recognized the name.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a small place. I know when you come off of my relative's property, when you come to the main street, like my first time there, I'm so used to being in a city and walking to the corner store. Well, I started walking, and it was like, oh, it's about 1.5 miles down the road. So I'm like, 1.5 miles? That's nothing. And this pregnant lady coming from New York, you don't get in cars with strangers. And this pregnant lady was like, "Excuse me, would you like a ride? Are you going up the road?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm going up the road." And I didn't want to get in the car, but she's like, "What am I gonna do? I'm pregnant." You know. She said, "How many pregnant serial killers have you ever heard of?" So I kind of laughed and I got in the car and she drove me. But they said 1.5 miles, man. It was about 2.5 miles. I'm
Well,
glad she did pick me up.
If it does
Happy
take,
New Year, Cool Bick.
Hey,
Yo, what's up, fellas? What's up, fellas?
Cool Bick, Ray, meet
Hey,
Tim.
Ray.
Tim, meet Ray.
What's up, Tim Dog? What it look like?
How's it going?
I'm good, bro.
Peaches.
you know what, Lawrence, if there's a such thing, you can find out on YouTube.
Huh?
If there's a such thing, you can find out on YouTube.
You probably, yeah. If
It's-
YouTube don't have
everything is
it,
on YouTube. If
Well, I'll
it's
tell you
not on
something.
YouTube, it don't exist.
What I was saying, my man Tim is from South Carolina.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, I got people's all down there. Bennersville, Charleston, you name it, they all down there.
I've been through Charleston a lot.
Charleston, exactly. Charleston.
Charleston's nice.
There you go, Tim. Charleston is what it is. It's like little New York City in Charleston.
Yeah.
Man, I see someone in NYC is
Yeah.
posting. Hold on, man. I see someone in NYC is posting pictures. Does not belong to that person. Wow, is banana. Yes, there is someone in NYC 5 Borough taking someone else's pictures and putting their name to them.
But somebody did that to Anthony Charles. He just didn't
Yeah.
want to say who, you know.
Right. Well, it's happened again. That person removed the watermark from someone else's picture and claimed it to be theirs. Hey, Twan says, "What's up, Ray?"
What's up, Twan? I was talking to Twan. He was on Canadian Drone Hub earlier today, so I think Roger getting lucky. Roger's getting lucky today, boy. He got him a little mini or something.
yeah, he's excited.
Yeah, I know, man. I was on there for a little bit. I got to send the link. You got to give him my email the next time so I can get on, you know?
Yeah.
You know, we were just talking about that.
Roger Habit.
And him, Roger, getting the mini from Twan.
Twan's an awesome dude, man. Like if you ever know a good guy, he's a good dude.
He's
man.
the drone Santa.
Yep.
Yeah, man. He's just a good person, man. You know what I mean? Like, forget about it.
Yep. He is.
I mean, I have dealings with him was nothing but aces. I got Matt dealing with him, Lon's dealing with him.
Yeah,
you know,
he's got a lot of customers here in New York. A lot of happy
He actually
customers.
does help out a lot of the guys in the community.
One guy here in New York, his drone went down. Anthony Charles, I think,
Mhm.
and Tawan lent him a loaner, I think,
Yeah.
until he could get it, until he can get his bird
Yes, he did.
settled.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's Saigon's good people.
He did that for a lot of people.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
offered to send me a controller until I got mine fixed. And
Yeah,
he's just a great guy.
yeah, cool guy, man. No bad bones in his body, man. That's what I told him. If you ever
Jay
need
Santiago,
anything,
happy
I'm
New Year.
good. You know, you need me to
Happy
put
New
the
Year.
knuckles up, I'm good for him too.
Happy New Year, Jay.
Happy New Year, Jay.
Well, yeah,
Yeah, I went back and watched his last live stream from Sunday. I had to sit back. I had to put it on my 65 inch, yo. My stomach is still hurting right now, yo. And then I went on Val's. I was like, yo, y'all continue. I said, y'all guys is crazy.
Continued on. Yep.
Oh, man. I saw Lauren drinking a hooch.
Oh boy.
Justin started out cracking the bottle, drinking out straight out the bottle. I'm like, oh, man.
Well, you know, the funny part is, Ray, and I don't know if Lawrence will tell you this or not, but he told me that he doesn't even remember shutting the computer down after those two shows.
He probably just walked away, right? Oh, man. Y'all was sipping that scissor, boy. I'm like, man. That's something I ain't never did, man.
that was something. Lawrence, you need what? 3 shots of moonshine and what? 2 shots of Beefeater gin in less than a half hour.
Yep, he was just slamming them.
Yo,
That's how Justin was drinking that like it was water too.
Justin, yeah.
Yeah.
He was
Double
pulling out
shot.
one huge bottle from underneath
Yeah.
the desk.
Yeah, I'm like this dude, man. What?
Yeah, I mixed my. What happened, Lawrence?
You know how you tell Justin was drunk? Because he was talking.
Started talking, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
he was-
Justin's usually that guy that's quiet, and they'll say a couple of things here and there. Unless it's time to go from 0 to 100,
True.
then that's Justin. But
Yeah.
the in between, the talking part,
Yep.
I just realized that you gotta get him drunk.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's like the guy on what do you call it there? What's the name of that there? That show there with those nerd guys on it. Big Bang Theory.
Oh, okay.
The Indian guy, he gotta get drunk to talk to women.
Yeah. That's funny.
Justin drinking.
But I will admit that was too much, too fast, because the 3 moonshine shots, those were regular shots. There were 2 peppermint Carolina from and one was apple pie. And then I went and I switched to some Beefeater gin. And I was cool with the 1 regular shot, but then something happened. I said, all right, the hell with it. Let's do a double shot. And right on that double shot, something said, uh-oh. The screen went like this real quick. I was like, okay, time to sit back.
Well, you also said that all of a sudden the left-hand side of your head started to feel funny.
Yeah. Real funny.
Yeah. It was much too much alcohol too fast. I survived the night. Once I logged off, I know I went straight in the kitchen and I made something to eat. I said, I cannot go to sleep feeling like this. I had to eat something.
That's why whenever I drink the cast iron cleaner, I get something like this, and I mix it up and sip on it.
Yeah.
On it slowly, huh?
Well,
yeah,
Paul was instigating Tim.
No.
Tim, the whole night, Paul was drinking apple juice or whatever the hell he had.
I was staying right with him,
Yeah.
Well,
Yep.
Well, you know me, Lawrence. I sip on the Ray Nephews.
Yeah. You go to Herman's house, you got to drink Ray and Nephews.
Ah.
I mean, I
that
got
stuff
other
puts
things,
hair.
but
That stuff puts hair on your chest every time you take a swig.
Because
I would say what you were drinking wasn't any slouch.
Yeah. That was my first time, Tim, drinking moonshine. They got it from there's a friend of mine. He like me. We like that cable show Moonshiners. So they order. We found out that there were places in New York that sell the moonshine that's sold from these states, like Old Smoky and stuff like that. They sell different types of moonshine here in New York.
So when is the case coming?
Huh?
ATF is outside right now as we speak.
So when is the case coming?
I got my boy come up. My boy come up from Charlotte every month, and he bring the corniest corn you could bring, boy.
There you go.
I'm gonna hook you up, boy.
There you go.
He got potatoes sitting in the pot for like 2 years. What?
That's talking some serious stuff. Now we got a great topic to talk about tonight. We just wanted to let a few people come in. Tim, every now and then you have to yell "shut the hell up" or something, because then sometimes I just go on and on. But
it's more so a discussion because
it concerns all of us.
Yeah, no one really knows a damn thing yet. And no one really knows exactly how it's going to lay out and play out. We just are surmising and getting our understanding from either checking out other people's videos on their understanding, or from just reading and trying to make sense of it and heads or tails of what is what. But yeah, there's a lot of things that's coming to change, and they say that within the next 2 years that all of these things will come into play.
Yeah,
Lawrence, you got that? You have that link, Lawrence, on
yeah, I do.
Where you could send the feedback.
The feedback.
Kurt put it up today. Yeah, Kurt put it up today.
Yeah, to the FAA.
Link.
Listen, I got people who don't even fly drones, who just love drones, sending in information on how fascinated with their kids. They just telling stories. I got 5 people that submitted something today. Don't even fly drones, but just love drones and love what they could do, the possibilities of drones. So you need other people too, not only drone hobbyists. You need other people outside that. So that's what I'm pushing for, getting those people that support me on my page and on my Facebook, who like all my work.
Right.
I've been hitting them all with that link. Go on there. And
Here it is. I got it.
I
got the link. I just need to pull up the page real quick. Here's the
Put
registration
the
link
in
right
the,
here. I just wanted to have the actual registration link. So people in the chat, excuse me, if you are, what the hell, if you are a drone pilot, or if you fly fixed wing, if it takes off the ground, you fly airplanes, you guys should be filling out this survey and complaining right there. Okay. They ask you to leave a complaint, a document, a question. It's a submit a formal comment, and the comment is what and how do you feel about what's going on? Because believe it or not, it's kind of like politics. No matter what you think, they already got their minds made up.
Yeah.
Hello, Val.
Hey, Val. Amazon already got their pockets lined.
All right, of course. Hey, Val. So I want everybody, and throughout the night, I'm going to post a link to go to that link and leave a comment with your email. Now, if you don't want BS emails and stuff, do like me. I have a business email and a BS email. Give them your BS email, but go there and leave a comment about how you feel, what they're doing with the FAA. Because once you hear a few things that Herman and I got to talk about tonight, you're going to be like, wow, if you're an FPV pilot and or a fixed wing pilot, or you fly RC planes,
well,
you're getting shafted real hard.
I think this hurts the guys who fly, the FPV and the guys who were flying. Well, the guys who were flying as far as planes and stuff like that, it affects them as well, because now they can no longer fly out of control airspace, in control airspace. They are in a designated spot.
Worse than us.
Right.
Worse than us. That's what I was telling them.
And like I was telling Lawrence, the argument and the war was 2 years ago. The guys that flew model airplanes and the guys that flew drones, the drone heads was like, I'm not an aircraft. I'm not an aircraft. You are an aircraft. But
yes,
now that it's been laid out for you, and now the fighting is over because the guys who have, who fly these model airplanes, they have to fly in the same places where the guys that fly toy grade drones and all the other stuff fly.
Yeah. In a little field or in AMA airfields. Yeah. Hey, Drone Shots. Happy New Year. Now,
hey, Shots. Hey, what's up, man? Happy New Year.
AZ Drone Dude, how are you? Happy New Year.
What's good, man? Happy New Year.
Now, the main topic of the night that I think we should at least focus on at some time and point, or I'd like to focus on, are the two different types of RFID that you're going to need, because everybody, and I mean everybody who has a controller in their hand fits in one of those two categories.
What's going to be the middle one? That 400. Everybody's going to have that.
Well,
in certain areas.
Well, from how I understand it and interpret it, not most, but DJI drones fall under the standard.
Yes.
They fall under the standard.
There's a standard RFID and there's a limited RFID.
Right. They're already transmitting and broadcasting DJI to Aeroscope and stuff like that. And you can already, and with them now, you having to get a provider to be able to go online through a what do you call it, USS provider, such as like what we've already been doing with Lance, with like Kitty Hawk and Before You Fly and all these other apps. I don't know who else they're gonna third party out that too, but like I said, it's still up in the air and nobody knows how it's laid out and how it's gonna play out.
But in 2 years,
what I'm understanding, in like 2 years, the same apps that we use now to connect through Lance and get authorization, we're gonna have to pay for them.
Yeah, they're gonna start charging us. So if you use Before You Fly, Air Maps, whatever the popular ones are out there, Kitty Hawk, they're gonna charge you a monthly fee.
So, but Kitty Hawk, I mean, I've actually used Kitty Hawk software and flew my drones with Kitty Hawk.
Correct.
Yeah.
Like,
because you
can't do that with Before You Fly.
Because you can connect your drone.
No, but
Before You Fly is Kitty Hawk now.
But I'm saying, yeah, there's Kitty
Right.
Hawk, but I'm just saying, like, before you couldn't. Like, I flew with them, and they tell you that you do the whole checklist and everything. I've been using them for a while. And I think I probably was the first one in the 5 boroughs that initiated that Kitty Hawk to a lot of people. A lot of people.
You might have introduced it to a few people because I didn't know about it for a minute.
That and the Before You Fly, because I had been on it, but I've flown with Kitty Hawk before, and I like actually flying with it because they give you so much, you know what I mean? They really
So
help you
it
out
would
a lot.
not, it's not going to be anything out of the norm for you
No.
to use this program
No.
and go through the checklist, just because the pre-flight checklist in
You have
Before
to
You
do.
Fly and Kitty Hawk is quite thorough.
Yeah, you have to do it.
Right, and
Yeah.
Before you
that's
take off.
what's going to be done for everyone
Right.
Yeah.
if they want to fly now.
That's good. That's
Yeah.
So
good.
rewind.
No more.
What were you saying?
You know what it
I
is?
just
That-
stepped in. What were
hey,
you saying?
Mr.
So,
Crawley,
Crawley,
that
What's happening,
means
guys? Happy
Well,
New
we
Year.
were talking about remote ID.
remote ID. That means no more getting to a spot and with 20
going up real
guys,
quick.
but no, with 20 guys, and the first 5 guys get their Mavic out and they're up in the air. That's what that
I
means.
guess
No
the
more of
FAA
that.
was listening to me
Yeah, they
when I
listen
said
to
all
all,
that
yeah.
bad verbiage that
Yeah.
goes on in
Oh.
the drone community. I got to get up, get this drone
But
up on the ground
the
in 10 seconds.
question I have is with the remote ID is that you have to have internet access. And like down in the Carolinas, and I'm sure there's areas where he flies, his internet is kind of sketchy.
Well, see, they cover that in this video link. And like I said, I'm going to keep posting it so the people that are coming in late can check it out. This gentleman explains in layman's terms. I haven't heard, I've seen about 4 or 5 videos out there on RFID. And this is the first guy that explains it from soup to nuts, from point A to point B to point C. And he's very thorough with it. And he even clarified, we thought there would be 3 types of RFID. There's only going to be 2. The standard type, 95% of us will be using the standard type, which means we would be using a phone or a tablet with Wi-Fi connection.
Mhm.
Okay, the second type is limited. Now, the limited,
How's that
people
going
who
to help if you know
qualify-
ones?
people who
What happened?
qualify under the limited RFID, that's for people with drones, non-DJI, that do not transmit. We know DJI drones all transmit their area, et cetera, but limited drones are FPV, FPV, toy drones, stuff like that. But in order to fly under the limited RFID, you need some type of internet connection also. Now there's a
What?
loophole. This guy explains there's a loophole in a limited ID, because if you are in a spot that does not have Wi-Fi or cell phone connection, the app is actually going to check and see there's no Wi-Fi connection, there are no satellites, and it's going to clear you to fly.
Wow.
If
turn
you
it
are
off.
in the area where there is no connection. But unless the app sees that you tried to connect to something, the app is going to do it by itself. So just keep that in mind. And it's very interesting. Like I said, this
Lawrence,
guy,
I read a lot of the regulations, 315 pages,
Mhm.
and I did not get that anywhere in the 315. I hope
this
he's
guy
right.
explains this.
I
This
hope
guy,
he's right.
this guy goes page by page.
I went page by page as well, and I did not see that because there was a paragraph in there that says, if you fail to have internet connection,
You cannot fly.
you cannot take
Yeah.
off.
Right.
Period.
But
Period.
this guy goes into detail as far as saying on that same list, on that same page where it says, if you don't have internet, you cannot fly. Further down, it also says that if there is no cell phone connection or Wi-Fi, they specified Wi-Fi. So after Wi-Fi, of course, you know, there's cell phone, but he specified Wi-Fi in the video. You have to have at least a minimum of Wi-Fi because the Wi-Fi can connect to the internet, correct?
Well, what I will say is that everybody may need to get themselves a hotspot.
Hot spot. Like
Yep.
all
Because
have.
if you have, because most of us are flying DJI, and I don't know to say for Autel and whomever, Skydio and whoever, what you do and do not transmit within your network.
Yeah.
but I know DJI does transmit because you can pick up all the information that they're looking for through Aeroscope.
Indigo.
Now, as far as that's concerned, as long as you have that internet connection to get your satellite connection to take off, and you can get one of those, get your connection through, like say we were talking Kitty Hawk or whoever, Air Map, whatever, you're good.
Right.
Well, check it out.
How I interpret it, that's all you need.
That's it. But check it out. Here's a trick that I've been doing for years. Because my tablet is not no cell data on it. If I want a hotspot, I get my maps, I get my GPS, I shut it down, I save it.
Then I used to do that.
That's
caching
your maps.
You can still do it. You can still do it. So
just
for those
your maps, yeah.
Exactly. So for those who don't have the internet connection, if he got a connection wherever he's at, once he does that, he good because they're gonna know that tablet already registered for signal already.
Yeah, but in the location where it was.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The location where
Not
it was.
where you're flying. You have to have it from where you're flying.
Yeah, but if
because it has to broadcast your takeoff spot.
Right, but if he moves around, he's still connected. As long as he doesn't lose Wi-Fi signal, it's still connected.
Well,
that's
the way
but it'll show him, I'm sure, in a bad area that he's not supposed to be in.
The way the
So
gentleman,
red flag.
the way the gentleman had explained it, he said, about 15 minutes. It's a half-hour video. About 15 minutes into it, he said, now there are going to be people who do not have internet access. And because of that, they may be allowed to fly, provided you're not in controlled airspace. So you still have to have some kind of knowledge of the area you're flying in.
Controlled airspace without any connection.
Oh,
any broadcast.
Mike Goat says
that is a must.
I think it'll be okay, remote ID, as long as they pay me $3,000 for the drones. They're going that are going to be obsolete.
Yeah.
Well, believe it or not, your drones are not going to be obsolete because if you have a DJI drone, your DJI drone, and we've known this here in New York for a few years,
already
your DJI drones already transmit a RFID.
Been doing it.
But
they've been doing it.
It's in its own network.
Yep.
Right, and because the drone is on its own frequency and the controller is on the same frequency, that's how they triangulate, because the helicopter is the third point. So if they see the drone here and they see the same frequency here, between the middle, they also know the distance and exactly where you are.
Triangulate, yeah.
Sorry, Kat.
And that's okay, Val. And that's actually how they triangulate where you are, your position is. Like if you were flying in Manhattan, they had Matrice 600s flying east to west, north to south, around the 42nd Street area. So, and they had drone detection devices on rooftops.
Detecting themselves?
Playing around.
Told y'all that, man.
They not playing.
Were they detecting themselves?
If you tried to fly into New York, and I'm not surprised to hear that somebody might have, because if you saw the picture that Anthony Charles took, he was outside of Manhattan, and he took a picture, and Manhattan was lit up red. You could see the glow from above the buildings lit up red.
From behind the building, yeah.
Put it this way: if you tried to fly a drone into Manhattan last night, you deserve to lose it. Plain and simple.
Yeah,
they made it very clear. They made it very clear that the police were going to be out, and I can guarantee you, all the hot spots that everyone that usually fly into Manhattan from were probably covered.
But the spot was by my job, by the statue, the 20th.
Yeah, that was a bonehead move, man. That was a FAA bonehead move.
They screwed that all up. They had people thinking you couldn't go over the water. Yeah. That's why I called Herman and Lonzo. From what I read, I knew I was clear. I just wanted y'all to echo that.
We checked it again.
Yeah, we did. We did. Like, what's going on? What's going on for the guys that don't know? They had actually turned Manhattan into a real no-fly zone. So from the Battery Park, from the bottom of Manhattan, all the way up into Harlem, 116th Street, they made it a no-fly zone. Now they know people are flying into Manhattan from New Jersey, from Brooklyn, from Roosevelt Island, from Queens. These are 4 hot spots. They know people can fly into Manhattan across the water. Now, what they did was they went and made the water a no-fly zone.
The water, the whole
Yes,
water,
the
all the way
water.
up. Yeah, the whole channel all the way up.
Yes,
That
on the
down by
East
the
River.
statue.
So now you have Manhattan Island that is a no-fly zone, and then you have, you know what? I could still show you because they still, one app has it and one app doesn't.
See, before you fly, they had it. Kitty Hawk had it, and AirMap didn't have it. AirMap had it clean up until a certain degree.
AirMap was clean last I checked.
Yeah, and AirMap showed you I could fly towards the statue, but it had that little blue line for the 400 barrier before the statue. That's what I was talking to Herm. And that only happened after I crashed into the statue. Before we can go up in her face, man. I'm keeping it real. Like, I'm the one that made them change that rule, yo.
Here it is. Here it is.
By mistake,
I'm
brother.
trying to show you here.
Well, you might have
Now
just
see if
been
I can show
destroying
you
the
on
break the
screen. I
camel's
just
back.
got to get to adjust it. Now you see the little area in the middle? That's Manhattan Island. That is an entire no-fly zone. All it is red,
except for the white part.
right? Except for the white part. You can fly anywhere. If I tap the white spot right here before you fly, it's checking to see if it's okay to fly there. Yeah. And it will tell me. I'm trying
to remember, you got that little narrow area.
Yeah. Hold on, I got the okay to fly in Manhattan. Now,
that area.
Now, in that area,
that's downtown Manhattan by the World Trade Center.
I'm sorry. Well, you see the blue? That's all no-fly zone. That red is like UN, etc.
That's
now,
the
if you notice the water
in the UN,
and
if you notice the water is red. Yeah. Now I just tapped it, and before you fly, is going to tell me if it's okay to fly over.
Now down there to the left of that, that's where the statue's at, where my job is at. So you can fly. And check it out, Herm. Y'all been to my job. In front of my job, my booth, my office, I'm good. Once I go towards like fairway area, that's when that red bubble starts. But the Statue of Liberty is clear. Everything to the statue and going to Jersey is clear, except for you know, Donald Trump golf course out there, but everything else is like clear. But they're gonna cover that statue.
They don't know what they're doing right now.
That statue is gonna be covered.
They have an idea what they want to do, but right now the drone laws are screwed up in New York.
Because you're talking about tax money. They're gonna mess around and ruin tax revenue with the stupidness. You see? And they're getting millions and millions of dollars from people buying drones, and people registering drones. Like, they're making money. So they gotta be very careful.
Well, that's why they're looking to get you to register each and every one of them.
Yeah, which is the new rule. So those of you who don't know it, each and every drone that you fly, you will have to register and pay it's $5 now, but it may go up, and I'm pretty sure it will.
But they're not going to grandfather in. You already have 3-4 drones under the same ID, or probably when you expire, they're going to make you do individual.
They're going to make you pick which one you want to cover, and then make you register.
Oh, no. If you fly that drone, it needs to be registered and have its own identification number, because what they want is the actual serial number from the drone. So if I have 3 DJI drones right here, they want the serial number and registration number separate for that. The same thing for this one. The same thing.
They don't have serial numbers on these.
No. I'm just saying hypothetically.
That's what we do in 107, Lawrence. That's what we do in 107. Right. But my point being is this: let's say you were a hobbyist and you had 4 drones and you're running it under your name.
Mm-hmm.
At some point in time, they're just going to come to you and say, okay, you've got all these, you're just registered and you haven't registered a drone. You have to now register each drone, and they'll give you a $5 chit towards your first one. Then they'll charge you for every accessory.
True.
Well, didn't they have to register the drone with a serial number?
Yes.
They want,
so that drone is registered. The other one didn't have to register.
But what he discussed in the video was, he said each and every drone that you fly, will have to be registered.
Right, because before you could put them all under one registration. Like when I first started, I had all 4 of my drones with one registration on all of my drones. And then they said you didn't have to register no more. Then they said you got to register. But now they're going to make money. $5 for 3 years, that ain't no money. I mean, ain't no big money for us, but you get couple of million.
Think about it. The true drone enthusiast has an average of 2+ drones.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you figure if you're getting $5, $6, whatever price they're asking for those for each registration, and imagine the database. But
$5.
it's all about logistics. The database that they're going to have, they don't have a clue as to how many people have drones out there. I seriously believe that.
Right, they don't.
They claim there's 162 million drone operators in the United States. Those are the ones that are registered.
Well, they looking based on who's registered. Yeah.
But
Right.
the new drones, if you don't register, they're not going to start.
Right.
That's what's going to happen. They won't even turn on unless they know that you registered that drone with FAA.
The
And
drone
Ray,
will
what's
not
gonna
take
happen.
off.
That's for manufactured ones, but not for FPV.
Not for hell. FPV going to be dead in the water.
Well, FPV.
No,
I
you
think
can still
gets
register
hurt.
it.
I think FPV gets hurt more with this.
I'm telling you, they do because it's a different type of class. You don't have no control. They don't even know that bird is up in the air. They don't know what's there. You can smack into anything with that. That's the
Not
problem.
true. Not true.
Right,
For 70% of the FPV drones out there, you do not know they exist. But as drones have advanced,
Mhm.
more and more people are putting GPS chips in their drones. And once you have a device that broadcasts a connects to another satellite, you have a location and you can identify it.
Yeah, what I think is going to happen though, Lawrence, and you think about this one, most of the guys, when they build a drone, I see you guys saying that I'm getting these parts together, and I'm getting this part, and I'm getting that part, and I'm getting this part. The problem with that now is that you became the manufacturer.
Yeah.
If you bought a kit and put it together, that's still a manufacturer. He's responsible and required for all of the logistics of that thing being airworthy to fly under this remote ID. As a builder, you're responsible.
Yeah, and it actually in there states if you're going to build your own, you have to then file paperwork with the FAA
Right.
certifying that your drone that you built is under all of the guidelines of the
FAA, the FCC, all the rules, the weight,
And then
the
go
body
fly
size,
in
everything.
the park.
So
Yeah.
that's why I mean, if they gonna get screwed with that. That's why I say, like, even though Justin and this guy Gino, everybody building, I know y'all can hear me, y'all building these drones, you better watch yourself. You better watch yourself, because if you make them too heavy, then that's not considered like really, it's something else now, you know. Them weights is different, because them guy was telling me, this FPV guy was telling me this morning, he said, yo, I'm mad. Why? He said, yo, I don't think we're gonna be able to fly these no more. I was like, why? He said, yo, they're gonna change the rules. So he was telling me about the idea, and a lot of people don't want to spend the money into putting the GPS on these things because
Hey,
they basically
Dalton
wanna
drone.
they
Happy New
just want
Year.
to do tricks. They're not looking to spend no money on no GPS, but you're gonna need it, or they're gonna put them in those FPV goggles where they have the GPS in the goggles somehow, you know.
Well, you know what they're going to force FPV pilots to do? They're going to force them to stay in designated areas like
Right.
AMA airfields.
Okay.
Now, the problem with that is there are a lot of AMA members, and Herman mentioned before, that fly FPV, and there's a lot that fly camera drones. But there's also a lot of AMA groups that don't want drones in their group. And I'm speaking outside of New York.
Well, they don't have a choice now.
Yeah.
Now, if this is what the FAA, the federal government, is saying, then the AMA is going to have to do this. They're going to have to welcome them with
Hey,
open
Fly
arms,
Girl, how are you?
and they're
Happy
going
New
to
Year.
have to allow it.
Well, if people don't pay attention, and for those of you who came into the chat late, this link that I'm posting, if you fly FPV, if you fly a paper plane, if you fly a balsa wood, whatever, go to this site, leave your email, leave your junk email, your real one, I don't care. But you need to leave a comment on
The
how-
rules
what-
affect all of the manufacturers, including Parrot, including Autel, including everybody.
Well, see, it's funny because I want to see how these drone companies are going to respond, because we know DJI transmits their location, etc. Or you have Autel, you have Skydio. They're still selling 3DR drones. I mean, there's so many drones out there, and these people aren't willing to take their drones and modify them. It's going to be a whole pot of like a mess.
Lawrence,
See
they're not
how they're
still
gonna
selling
handle it.
3DR solos on
Yeah, 3DRs are terrible. Nobody wants those.
They're not still selling that.
Thank you much, Dalton Drone. He says he's enjoying the conversation. Well, the conversation, if you have drone in your name, you fly a drone, you know someone who flies a drone, you may have saw a drone fly over your house. What we're discussing will affect everyone related to that.
You know, the
Well,
other thing
last
in there that I
registered-
found in the proposed regulation is I thought, well, some third party is going to develop a small little transmitter that you're going to put on the drone that's going to transmit, and in there it says that is not acceptable.
Nope.
Well,
Because
yeah.
it's not going to work because you have to do Bluetooth. Bluetooth at a certain feet is going to break off.
True.
right. And I think is like I said, like before, I believe that that's all going to work through Kitty Hawk and those other apps like that,
Well, if you
because
think
you're going to have to link through them to be able to get this thing to work. And you know,
well, I'm interested. Well, TCM.
unless you got a
just
ground
went-
station.
TCM went blank. I was getting ready to ask you, Tim, really quick. I don't know what you fly. At first, I wanted to know
Everything.
what do you fly, and I want to know how is it in your state where you are, because we can only speak on living here in the city, just like Paul can only speak on where he lives. Where you fly, are there a lot of drone pilots in your area? Do they fly FPV? Do they fly camera drones? What's happening on your side of the country?
Around me, local, I don't know of anybody else that flies drones.
Exactly. I'm about to say that.
I've been looking. I've put words out on Facebook, you know, trying to find somebody close to me that I could, you know, get up with and fly with.
Right.
And they ain't nobody close enough.
Right.
Now, like Carolina Drones, Frank that owns it, I know he flies, but he's in Anderson, which is like 25, 30 miles away.
Okay.
But as far as it goes, the rules and regulations, they're basically the same as what you're talking about. We've got, you know, no fly zones. We've got the temporary restrictions. We got the open spaces.
Okay. Well,
we have
go
3
ahead and-
AMA fields within 50 miles from me. So I know the regulations for the AMA fields. I used to be a member of one of the fields when I used to fly fixed wings.
But Tim recently converted from camera type drones to FPV, right, Tim?
Yeah, I've got
okay. And you build your own stuff. So
one
you
camera drone left.
you build your own birds. So you fall under the category of limited RFID. If and a lot of the hobbyists like Ray or Herman may have mentioned earlier, you guys that build your drones, that's great. But if you have a fixed wing or FPV, it looks like you're going to be corralled into a corner somewhere. And if you raise your hand too high, they're going to smack it down.
I don't think so. I think that they're going to register it just like that's like you do right now, the FPV.
No. It's not so much about registering. It's
Yeah, but
about
being able to fly
and broadcast
Right.
your location.
Right.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to do that.
But then you're not going to fly anywhere. You're going to fly in that field.
Well, unless
Hey,
you're
Sean.
out of, yeah, they'd have to change something. They're going to have to change something. They
Well,
can't just
they
say you
don't.
can't
I don't
fly.
think. Well, you see, what I
And you're
think,
flying
what I
50,
believe is
100
happening.
feet.
No, I understand what you're saying. But what I believe is happening is that, well, remember we talked about them introducing, you know, drone delivery, drone taxi, and a drone.
Yeah, I remember all that.
What do you call it there? Air traffic control for drones.
Yeah.
This is their way of trying to do that. And if you can't be tracked, then you can't be fly.
And if you can't be tracked, they'll consider you rogue.
Right.
Basically, that's what it's coming
It's
down
like running
to.
around with a car with no license plate.
That's
And what are they
right.
going to do when they can't find you? I guess just fly illegally. Fuck.
Well, they have the technology to track you with certain equipment Just
Oh my
just
God!
from
Not
your
in some
signal.
Hickville. Not in some Hickville place. They're not going to track you.
They've got right now suitcase size. They can spot you for 10 miles.
Yeah. Okay.
But they could
This is
still
true.
track you. They could track you through your signal that you're broadcasting.
Right.
Exactly. It's either 2.4 or 5.8.
Right.
You're on one or 900 megahertz, which is a crossfire for FPV. And that's actually not even 900 megahertz, because once you hit the 900 megahertz level, you have to have a ham radio license or have someone with a ham radio license there when you're flying. But I think crossfire is 866 megahertz, and the R9 module is about 850 something along. So they can find you. It's
Yeah.
these little radios transmit for a quarter of a mile without even turning the power up to 100 milliamps. These Taranis radios right here. Okay, so it's not a matter of them finding you, and so much like in a small town, but places like New York. Hey, Roger, there's an invite sent, Roger. Places like New York, where pictures can get you hundreds of dollars, okay, for just the right shot. Seriously, if you get a shot of a building, the building owner may pay you hundreds for that shot. Places like here, you have to worry about that. South Carolina, you're going to have to worry about it only if someone decides to play Super Cop or Drone Police. At least I'm hoping for you guys. But right here where I fly in New York,
it depends on the airspace that they fall under.
well, it's kind of messed up, right? It depends. It does depend on what airspace you fly on. If you're under, if you're class B, class whatever, the E, G, it's where you are. Some people don't even have to worry about airports. I live within the 3 to 5 mile radius of JFK International Airport. You got planes coming in from overseas. I used to be able to take off from my front yard with my drones. I can't anymore because of Lance. Now there are certain parts where I live. I used to be able to take off from the entire peninsula where I live. Now you can't. There are pockets and there are bubbles, and you're slowly being pushed into a corner. So if you fly a paper plane, you're going to be pushed into a corner too.
Oh well.
Pretty much.
It's going to be tough.
It'll be interesting.
And like Herman said, it'll be 2 years before they even know what the hell's going on. If you remember, it took them about 2 years to even get Lance up and running. And now that it's up and running, they still has holes in it, because there's a place here in New York that shows zero altitude, zero altitude, meaning you're not supposed to be able to take off, but drones can take off from their spot.
You watch the FPV for DJI is going to come out with a way to
with GPS, yes,
that.
RFID, with RFID.
They're definitely going to do that. They're going to force you to buy their equipment, is what it is.
Well, DJI is not forcing you to buy.
No. The government is going to force you to buy something like DJI or another company that's similar to that. That's what's going to happen.
Well, no, you can buy your own stuff like what you're doing and make your own kits like what you're doing. You're just going to be responsible for what DJI and those other companies do to get their drones airworthy.
Right. It may
But
come.
we don't know that for sure. We don't know if that's the case. It might not.
This is true.
We don't really know what it is.
You fall under the category of a builder.
Thanks, Sean. He says he enjoyed the FPV stuff on Those Guys Facebook group. You know what it is? Unfortunately, I am not trying to turn that group into an FPV group, but there seems to be more FPV flyers posting stuff than there are camera drone stuff. And it's understandable, because you can fly FPV in the winter. Whereas a camera drone, after 25 miles per hour, 20 miles per hour, I don't take my bird up unless it's for money.
Well, honestly, I mean, if it's really cold, it's hard to fly. I mean,
True. Unless you know how to keep Yeah, no, you're right. I've become
You
a
can
wuss
do
over the
it,
years.
but how long can you actually keep your hands on those sticks?
No, but I've become a wuss over the years. We were flying FPV the other day, and a guy that's very popular here in New York, Jay Rivera, he has a little muzzle. You put your controller inside, and then he puts his hand inside and covers his arms up to the forearm.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And
I thought about
they
it.
have them for DJI controllers too.
Yeah, no, I've seen it. I thought about it. The problem that I was having when so it has like a little plastic over it. I don't know how well you'd be able to see.
You can't see. The plastic is crap, because from what I saw on his, even though his screen was messed up, trying to look through to see his telemetry and stuff,
Right.
was yeah. Magnetic interference. Happy New Year, brother.
Happy
How are
New
you?
Year.
But getting back to Paul, what is your idea on what is your perception? Because you said you did a lot of reading of the FAA rules and stuff.
It's very in depth. It's the 315 pages has sections. In other words, like one section for manufacturers,
Right.
One section for pilots, one section for even community involvement. It talks about they're open to allowing local governments and communities to also help enforce regulations.
Yeah, I know that one.
Well, it's I want you. I'm putting
They've
the
always
link
been
again.
saying that.
But I want to ask your opinion now, Paul, because I want you to look at that, to go to that link and listen to this guy. When I said he explained it in layman's terms, I tried reading some of that stuff, and there were parts I got, and there were a lot of parts I didn't.
There's a
And
webinar coming up in
Right,
the next couple of days
Uh-huh.
that you guys can sign up for. I signed up for it, and I got kicked out of the last one by mistake, but
How?
I'm signed up for the 5th, and they're doing a webinar where you can ask questions too.
How did you get kicked out of a webinar?
My computer kicked me out. I don't know what happened.
Okay.
Oh.
I was gonna say,
Yeah, no, I didn't
really
get
allowed
kicked
to-
out.
Damn.
If you,
Mr. Crowley's on
I
a
know,
no-fly list.
I know how he got kicked out of the webinar. They said, "Does anyone have any questions?" And he typed, "Guess what color my G-string is."
No, I just stood up so they could see it.
The Geeks Vana, Sean from the UK, says he has a video out on it in the next few days. There's a little section with the big impact people seem to be missing. I don't know what that might be, but I hope it's nothing that has to do with the standard RFID as opposed to limited RFID, because there's such a catch-22 in limited. They're saying people who have old drones that do not broadcast, say a Phantom 3 professional that only has a little Wi-Fi network that does not have internet.
It does broadcast.
Well, it does broadcast. I mean, if you can call broadcasting across the street broadcasting.
It's on Light Bridge.
Hey, Jump Off, how are you? Happy New Year's.
It's on Light Bridge.
Okay, all right. Well,
So what were you gonna say?
I'm in a toss-up, because from what I saw, I actually have to watch this guy's video over again, because I understood the standard part. 95% of us will be participating in that, but the limited ID says if you do not have an internet connection, you will not be allowed to fly or take off. But then he goes to show that there's a smaller section that says if you do not have Wi-Fi in the area and or cell phone coverage, you still might be able to fly depending on what airspace you're in. Now, I don't know about you, but fortunately here in New York, most of my drone friends know what airspace they're flying in, and you have to if you fly a drone. Even the FPV pilots have an idea of what drone space they're flying. I mean, what airspace they're flying in.
Do they?
What?
Do they?
I guess. Help me out here, Paul. I'm drowning.
Well, you know,
I'm almost positive that you have friends that don't know what airspace they're flying in.
This is
and you have friends that don't even know what the hell a TFR is. So, because several of them have been known to fly during them.
Yeah, I said, but true.
And complain that DJI needs to replace drones that were destroyed during the
no-fly zone.
temporary flight restriction.
Yeah. We won't go into that story. That's another one down. That's another story down the block. But until we see their first move, right now they showed us their cards. All right, they show us their cards. Now they need to show us the card that's up their sleeve, because there's always something up the sleeve. We found that out with Lance. If you remember Lance in the early stages, it started popping up in areas that said you could fly here, you can't fly there, you can't fly there, but you can fly here, and still Lance is not perfected, because I know of people and drones that can still fly in Lance no matter what, and that becomes an issue because they're going to declare you a rogue pilot if you are not registered through the internet. And that internet, by making you register through the internet on that spot before you take off, you're pinpointing where you are exactly. Now, once you do that and your drone takes off, if they want, they could watch you in real time. I have a quick summary of the NPRN in PDF file format in the group.
Okay.
Proposed regulations. Okay. I need to click that link there. Yeah, that's the whole read. I do have this.
Yeah.
I do have that. In fact, I got it from when you had posted it before.
Okay.
My only concern is it's going to be very one-sided for the people who have RFID in their drones, like DJI pilots. Autel doesn't have it. Skydio doesn't have it. What other drone companies are there out there, guys?
So my Mavic Pro already has it.
Yes,
You already
yes.
broadcast.
Your Mavic Pro already broadcast where it is every time you're in the air.
That was one of the first drones to do that when they
Yes.
came out with that Mavic Pro 1.
Yep.
Yes.
Because
Actually,
on the controller, you could be able to see any plane that's on the side of you, you could see it on
well,
on the
that's
pad.
for you to see, but I'm saying as far as any DJI drone
Yeah.
broadcast
Hey, Brant,
through the
Happy New Year.
Aeroscope system. So it's already has
Always
a
in there.
broadcast.
Gotcha. Right.
That's the part of the big thing that that's part of the whole end around thing that everybody was complaining about DJI. If they weren't broadcasting, they wouldn't be able to save that information either.
That's true.
And that's what everybody was having
Ray,
issues with DJI.
If you think about it, Ray, the way we fly here in New York, and there's much helicopter traffic, we do not have accidents. You know why? Because, and I found this out a year and a half ago, 9 out of 10 helicopters that fly, tourist helicopters, military, police, that fly in New York City can see the drone.
Yep.
They can see the drone on radar. Now, some can see the drone and the actual operator on the controller. But you know this, Ray. How many times have we been over flying by you and the helicopters come to a certain point and
Yep.
break off?
Break off.
Because they know there's drones in that area.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Well, see,
that, and
that's
we
why
fly all up and down on New York City Harbor.
Yeah.
But Lawrence, that's why you know that all of these airport sightings
Are fake.
were not, they either were fake or they weren't DJI drones.
True.
Could have been
True.
another manufacturer, an FPV.
That's true,
It
and
would
that's
have
why
to
they.
be another
That's
manufacturer.
why they cannot identify a DJI drone and
Because
pin it to any of these supposed air crashes.
you can't be a major airport and tell me you don't have an aeroscope box.
True.
I'm not even listening to you.
Right.
You don't even deserve Lance if you don't have that.
Right. And keep in mind the box is supposed to do 5 to 7 miles, I think, something like that. Okay. And the airport radius around JFK International Airport is 5 miles. So if they even have one black box at the airport, which I'm sure they do,
I'm quite sure.
I'm pretty sure they do. I could bet money on it.
Major
that they do.
airport.
I mean, on top of the 6 fighter jets that they added to JFK Airport that scramble every now and then, trust me, I've seen these jets take off one after another, like it's nothing. You think a drone could get even close to JFK International Airport? I don't think so. And back when we used to have to call the airport, I used to call JFK International Airport quite often because I had the drone bug and I was told that's what you were supposed to do. It got to the point where during certain times of the day, I knew certain people were on. And it was like, hey, Lawrence, what's up? Where are you at now? I already have your registration number. How long are you going to be flying? What's your altitude? And that was it, in and out. Now that Lance is doing all of that, and now that they have RFID, if you spit too far, they're going to come after you. Pretty much.
So now going back to where they're going to allow the public to report your drone. What's the story with that?
Well,
like I said, I don't.
It's open domain. Once this guy explained it also. He said, once you are considered a standard RFID or limited RFID, there will be apps out there for people to identify drones.
I think
because it's common. But hold on, Herman. He said specifically that once your drone is broadcasting, it's open domain, Ray, which means anyone can identify you or they can snatch your frequency out of the air.
Just like what they.
Who's coming up with that app? Who runs that app? Kitty Hawk, or who's running that app they're gonna be able to download
right now some small fry that's trying to make a name for herself. Okay, but if one of these drone companies takes it on, or the FAA says, hey, let's give this app to people who just want to say, I wonder if there's drone hovering over my house. You know, it could be a crazy person that swears somebody's watching them. They can get an app and they'll know if there's drones it's in the radius. But then think about it. It's only going to work but so far, because the Wi-Fi and the strength of your phone only goes but so far.
So let me ask you, because from what this is all, from like I said, nobody knows exactly how it's going to play out or how it's going to lay out. But from what I'm understanding, they're turning us all into our own mini
airports,
airline.
Traffic control. They're making
Our own
everyone
mini airline. And
individual
now,
air traffic control.
Question. Being that now you're broadcasting my information, do I have to have a TSA agent on hand whenever you get too close to me?
For a search?
You know what I mean? Search that man, please.
Yeah.
Cavity search.
But think about this. And Ray and Herman, and I'm saying this now, the three of us are flying here in New York. We're flying here legally. We go to a meetup to fly, and the feds or whoever shows up, and those other guys get arrested and we don't. That's what's going to be happening. Remember how we used to have these meetups with 23 people, 30 people flying? Right. Now you're going to know who's legal and who's not.
You mean like the guy that showed up with the Phantom?
The Phantom 4 Pro and lost it.
He was trying to fly somebody else's Phantom.
Yeah. Or just tell them, I'm just here to discharge my batteries.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. There will be no more excuses, because technically, are we going to have to file a flight plan before long? You're going to have to do
probably, because
you're going to have to do it in the app anyway.
Well, Kitty Hawk tells you to do that. Kitty Hawk teaches you all that.
But what this guy explains in the video is it's called the USS.
Because that's contagious.
Yeah, don't start that, Paul. I'm already thinking today is Sunday, Paul. Don't start that.
Well, what they're going to call it is a USS service. I don't know the exact name of it, but it's abbreviated USS. And it's going to be an app like Before You Fly, AirMap. AirMap and Before You Fly already requests you do a pre-flight check. So it's a matter of time before every other company in between jumps in on that, Robert. So basically, and what AirMap does is it says first it checks the area.
Hey, Dog, what's up?
They're okay to fly.
Well,
never go up
those flight logs and stuff like that. Paul, if you're 107, you have to do that
anyway.
Every time you're gonna fly.
Yep.
And anytime you change a propeller.
Yep.
Wipe the lens cap.
No, but you got to do routine maintenance. You have to show them that you're doing routine maintenance.
Yep.
That's why
you recycling the batteries. Your props has been checked. They want you to label your props. They want all that.
They want to know how many charges each and every battery has, etc. Yes. And now they're forcing the average hobbyist to have to do this as well. And
But
I
he
think it's a
should do
good
it anyway.
idea.
He should do it anyway.
But
you
I
know?
think it's a good idea because it'll wean out the serious people.
Yeah.
And
Oh
it-
yeah, you can't say that weans out the serious people. Then you eliminate the people that fly occasionally, like twice a year. I mean, you're
But
putting limitations.
You shouldn't
on
be
it.
flying. You
but
fly
then you're
twice a
not
year. Why are you
serious.
flying for? Twice a
then you're
year,
not
like
serious.
what? You picking on Christmas and New Year's? You
Yeah,
flying?
but so what? Who are we to judge that?
You true that. True
True.
that.
No, you're right on that, Mr. Crowley. But I it's just like anything else. I just think that they expect those people to go away.
Yeah. Because a lot of people,
True.
even though that $5 is $5, a lot of people just ain't gonna register. They ain't gonna give the FedEx
and
$5.
this is wherein
And then the
you will
software
have
just lock them
the
out.
doers. You will have the doers, and you have the people who don't.
Like
And
I
if you
said,
don't, you'll be considered rogue.
put the stress on DJI and all these stores on Broadway. When you
Yes.
have a drone in your store, when somebody goes to buy it,
Make
you
it
must
register on the
register right
spot.
there. If not, your drone won't start. That's how you're gonna wean out the bad ones.
Well, let's see what they're going to do in the next 2 years. It took them
And they
2
should make
years.
them take a 10 questionnaire at the store. Because you can make them register because it's simple questions, but ask them a couple of things. Like they ask us all the time, oh, is that a drone? How high it go? Just, you know what
You know what that'll
cause?
How fast can you look in windows with that?
Exactly, yeah.
You know
Wow.
how-
Is that a camera on there? Like,
You know what that'll cause?
you're right. A line out the
At the
door,
store?
right?
Dude at the store and he there like this.
Yeah.
The person in the back of the line, yo, come on, dummy man, it's B.
But they ain't want to be saying because half the people buying it, they're foreigners anyway. They from Europe who's buying it, so it will be a mix up over there. But you have to put that regulation out there, man, and the force the stores to make people do it. You know,
There's a bunch of guys in the Best Buy store with a pad and a pen.
but check this out. That'll be a separate job for a guy in the store.
Oh,
You
damn.
educate
You know what, never
the-
mind. I'm just gonna buy a camera and a
No,
selfie
you
stick.
educate the
Or
guy at
every-
the store. You know?
Or every Saturday, they're going to have a drone seminar, which will cost you $25.
That's extra
Yeah.
money.
Just sit down and they'll explain it all to you.
People would take it too.
Paul, I can see a guy now. You know what? I'm just gonna get a camera and a selfie stick here.
Yeah.
I changed my mind. Right.
I'll
What
take
the
it.
hell?
Yeah.
Hey, J Dog FPV, how are you? Happy New Year. You know what? We haven't gotten in a drop on the hour, yo.
Okay, let's get one.
So
You ready?
we you know how this goes, Tim, right? Tim's
Yeah.
new here. What
If
we
my
do
internet
is
stays connected long enough.
He's
Oh,
heard
we
it,
do.
dude.
What we do, Tim, here is we do a drop and we say Wednesday nights with those guys is sponsored by, and we hesitate for a second and we go, those guys into the
yeah.
microphone. That's all. It's just to go to show that we sponsor ourselves and or with the support of the viewers. That's
Ready,
all.
guys?
All right. So you ready?
Wednesday night with those guys are sponsored by
Those
guys.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Well, yeah, Val, we did it right that time. You wasn't there, Val.
Hey guys, got a young guy I know, JD Dog, who just signed in here. He's got a small channel that he just started. He's got going with a lot of drone footage on it
Okay.
and stuff, and he's looking for support if you get a chance.
Well, you guys
JD
should
Dog.
support each other
Hey
anyway.
guys, check out his channel. You know, check
Yeah.
out his videos. Support him. Leave him a message. Tell
What's
him.
his
you know,
name?
tell him-
Number
J-Dog.
208.
J Dog.
His name's Jacob, but it's J Dog. Young guy, he's in
Oh, I see.
college. He's just trying to get a drone channel going.
Okay.
All right.
I just went and hit him
Don't
up.
worry, J
I
Dog. I
told
just
him
went
to
by
hit
and checked you
Roger up
out.
too at Canadian Drone Hub also.
Yeah, J
Yes.
Dog, I just subbed you, bro. I just subbed
Yes,
you,
we
J Dog.
appreciate click those likes as well. You guys in the chat, I mean, if you have any questions as far as what I've seen of that video, I would highly suggest you sit down. Oh, that's the register link. I need to go back to that video link. Sit down and watch this video. It's a half hour. If you got to pause it and walk away, but it'll explain everything from the FPV pilot version view of and point of things to the camera drone point of
If
view.
it's that
how
same
it's-
video, also in the description on that guy's video, he also has that link to go to the FAA and let
Yes,
them know how you
yes.
feel about it.
Nice.
They are
Right.
taking feedback.
And you guys have to do this. Please go to the FAA and let them know, look, we don't appreciate this.
I
Seriously.
don't like this. You're messing with me, man.
Hold on.
All of me.
Let me copy his link, the link to his video again. And it's important. I mean, it may not make sense now. You may not want to now, but eventually at some time and point, you're going to have to abide by these new rules that are coming in. If
Hey,
you want to
Lawrence.
fly, if you want to fly without getting tackled or tased.
Hey, Lawrence, I'd like to welcome Ray's other twin brother, Raymond, onto the chat.
Hey, that's something.
Right. There's Raymond and Ray.
Yeah.
You know, 2 guys, man. 2 of those guys.
Yes.
2 of those guys. You know, one of them
I
looks
walk
better
away.
than the other.
Yo, jump off. What's good, man?
Well, guys, my internet's going in and out. I'm going to just jump off of here.
Okay, Tim.
Tim, we
I'll join the
appreciate-
chat, but
We appreciate you, Tim, for coming
Yes,
in and
thanks
hanging
for
with us.
stopping in, and hanging out with us.
I appreciate y'all inviting me in.
And TCM, now that you've been on here, you'll get a blue wrench eventually.
Yeah,
Oh, matter of
type in the
fact, type
chat.
something in the chat.
Type in the chat so he can give you a blue
Yeah.
wrench.
Oh yeah, he's right.
J
there.
Dog said it pretty much. A voice said is better than no comment
Yep.
at all as well. It's scary that the FAA is considering this even.
It's
Well, you
not
want
that
to
they're
know what,
considering it,
J-Dog?
they're
They're
doing it.
actually, what they're doing is they're covering their own behinds, because once they introduce these drone highways and things, it's going to be crazy. Right
Right.
now, Uber's lobbying to have
know,
drone
Uber.
taxis fly from the top of skyscrapers to JFK International Airport, which is less than 5 miles from where I live. Now, what the irony of it is, if they assign a highway from Manhattan Island to the airport, guess what's going to be affected in between, everything in and around that highway for those drone taxis?
Lawrence, one thing, I don't think they're gonna take off from the top of buildings.
Well,
the
they
simple fact is
stopped that a
that-
long time ago, but
Right, but if the helicopters aren't doing it, they're not gonna do it. I'm
that's
just
true.
trying to
You know,
see
you have a valid point.
how does
They'll
that
probably use
compete
helipads.
with a helicopter? I'd like to see how that's gonna work.
I think
Well-
they're just going to throw the people out with the parachute.
Yeah.
Or the drone or the helicopter.
Next.
Because I mean, we can't take off from buildings in New York.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
You can't take.
It's
there's
for that reason they have
on the
heliports
roof
ar-
of buildings anymore in New
It's
York.
true. For that reason, they have heliports around the entire Manhattan. You have a valid point there. But either way, they're going to have to clear a highway, because you're going to have heliports and drone taxi ports. They may be all in one combined, because I see a lot of these tourists also buying these same drone taxis and doing tours with them.
Yeah.
I'd like to see.
Pretty
how that's
soon, you're going to
work
see
out.
drone taxis like you see in Dubai. In
Well,
Dubai, they go from skyscraper to skyscraper. You know why? Because they fly helicopters from skyscraper to skyscraper.
Well, Herman, you have an E-hang on order, don't you? Coming over there, one of those E-hang 5000s or whatever.
No, I withdrew my deposit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I withdrew my deposit.
J-Dog says he's in a large Amazon hub. There will be some drone delivery in his city too. Exactly. So you have to know when and where you can fly. And
CVS already delivered the first prescriptions like 6 weeks ago.
yeah,
or 7 weeks
CVS
ago.
is doing it. And
Yeah,
hey,
I
Roger.
covered that already.
Hey,
Yeah.
Roger.
Hi.
Hey, Roger.
Hi.
Hey, Roger.
How are you, buddy?
Not
You know,
bad, not bad.
we spoke about those things here on this on the this
I'll
live
be right
stream
back.
about the CVS delivery and the UPS delivery.
Exactly.
You
Yeah.
know, where CVS, all
yeah.
these other pharmacies now that fall under the
Oh,
same
everybody's
umbrella.
going to jump in, aren't they, Herman?
Yeah, because I think Walgreens owns a couple of different name brand pharmacies throughout the country. And I guess once they get one, they get the others. But right now, it seems like what's that, Virginia? And those places are in North Carolina is the Aberdeen proving grounds for for drone stuff because that's the only place it's all in use right now.
Hey, Herman, can I change the subject just for a quick minute?
Sure, you can.
Roger is the soon-to-be new owner of a Mavic Mini, compliments of Tuan Saigon.
Mm-hmm.
He made an announcement that Roger, he's donating to Roger a new Mavic Mini. And I think that just shows the community that's in here and also on Roger's channel is a great place. If anybody has any questions or you wanna join up, you join those guys or you join Canadian Drone Hub.
Hey, Roger.
What was that?
I spoke very highly of you in the beginning of the show. I don't know if you caught it or not.
Yeah, so did I.
I can't
I started it off. I was on that show with you this morning. Boy, you be up early, huh, boy? You don't play no games, huh? Roger be up. I had big early. I'm like, who the hell is up early? Roger. Oh. So him and brother Paul up there talking some chat. I gotta give you my email, Roger, so you could.
And it was appreciated. You came in too.
Yeah, man. That's the second time I caught you guys. So.
Well, you know what you can do? You can put it in the Zoom chat right here on the bottom of the screen, and anybody on the panel can see it.
Okay, yeah, do that. I'm gonna put my email in there right now.
Yeah.
This way you have it.
J-Dog, I just supported your channel in Saigon. Hi, and much appreciated for what you did yesterday. Rojo, thank you so much, Rojo.
What's good, Robert?
Oh, yes, jump off. There's cornbread left. Yep. As a matter of fact, Kim's going to make some tomorrow, I think.
Oh, you guys made cornbread?
Tomorrow. Yeah, he's going to make some tomorrow, I guess. Yeah.
All right.
Getting low on some stash to eat.
Roger, I just put my email in the chat.
Okay, cool.
See, Roger, now all you got to do is make some of Paul's chili, but use up-to-date stuff like fresh meat, fresh sauce.
Oh, wow. That's bad.
Hard onions, not the ones that are getting soft. You know, stuff that's up to date.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
Make
100%.
some chili to go with that corn.
I must agree. If the tomato sauce has hair in it, don't use it.
If you see a rainbow in the sauce while you're pouring it, that's probably no good.
Or it's going to whoop.
Yeah.
Like Little Rascals making a cake. I'm putting boots and everything in it.
If when you open the can and it goes,
yeah,
throw that out.
Have a great evening, Robert.
Check it out. I'll open it up and everything's at the bottom of the can. It's like,
Thanks for popping in, Robert.
No, but that was funny. You guys missed that when Paul was talking about the cocktail sauce and Kim started the dry heaves.
They call Paul the Hero Master.
Oh man, that was funny. It really got bad when Paul came back afterwards and said that when he went to dump it out, he rinsed it out in the sink and there was chunks
of shrimp.
Yeah,
of shrimp.
They were just a little bit different color, but they were still good.
They're still nice.
That's okay.
Okay, Rojo, take care.
We appreciate all of you for
Thanks for
watching
stopping
Wednesday
by,
nights
Robert.
with those guys.
Rob.
Is anyone coming on live tonight? Because I probably won't be able to get on. I have to get up at 6, which means I'll be up at 3.
I'm going on right after you
I
guys.
have to leave at 6 rather. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going on after you guys. And after that, Val's getting on around 9:30, apparently.
Oh, okay. I was going to do $1 million giveaway, but I think I'll hold off then.
Yeah, okay. Well, yeah. Keep it, you get interest every day, right? So keep
Yeah, exactly. $1 million.
You know what? If you're gonna do the $1 million giveaway, I'll come to that live show.
Oh yeah, that one you'll come to.
I've been.
That's
You guys get up too early, man.
So
I wake up in the morning, I look at like 5, 6 alerts that I missed already. Drone Bum, Philly Drone Life, you and
Philly, he's too much.
well, what was the other one? That one's going off all day.
Yeah, but Drone Bum goes live while driving to a spot.
Right. At 5:30 and 4:30 in the
Yeah,
morning.
4:35 and 5 in the morning. He's already driving to a spot because I told him he lives on Long Island, and I was like, "Yo, why don't you come out here?" And I'm sorry, but I'm not leaving my house at 5:30 in the morning.
Check
All
it-
right, man.
But you
check
got to
it.
leave to get there for 5:30 in the morning.
Right.
Check
He
this
leaves
out.
at 4:30.
So you remember the other day I ordered the mini, right?
Yeah.
So, I'm DJI Select, so I pay the money. So you get these discounts, these coupons and everything, right? So when I went to order it through the app and everything, I went to my coupons, went in my link to coupons. Not one of the coupons in there had no discount for the DJI Carry Fresh or the drone for the mini. So I said, okay, it's not there. So then I noticed that they charged me the full $538. So I said, okay, that's a DJI Carry Fresh. Was $39 plus $4.99, $538. So I called the guy today and said, listen, I didn't see you guys make the difference in the DJI Carry Fresh. You know what he told me? He said, that is not offered for that drone since it's brand new. I said, bro, you better go get somebody on this phone right now, or don't even ship my drone. Give me my money back. I said, I just bought a Mavic 2 Pro. It just came out 2 years ago, and I got it for that one. So you're going to tell me that this particular drone is not available?
They don't think you know any better.
I said, bro, go to my account. I done bought 5 drones from you guys, and you're playing with the wrong ones. I said, you know what? Don't even send the drone. How about that? Don't even send it. Because you're not going to give me no discount on that DJI Carry Fresh, which I'm supposed to get 50% off as a DJI Select member.
Right.
You can take it back.
What did he say?
Well, he's going to say, well, then I went
That's
into
in the
the
mail.
Yeah, I went into the chat. They have the chat now. So I got into the
Right.
chat, sent the guy my information and everything. So now they investigate. And I said, listen, because this is unacceptable. Like, I'm a member. I said, give me my DJI Select money back. I'm gonna send you all your drones back. So now, if you cancel your DJI Carry Fresh, they have to buy the drones back from you.
Right. Right.
You can't just get rid of it because that DJI case is with that particular drone. It's not like you can just cancel it.
Hey,
They have to buy
Distorted.
the
Happy
drones
New
back.
Year.
They have to buy them back from you. So the guy's like, wow, you know a lot. I said, bro, I ain't new to this. Y'all gonna mess it up for $500, but I know I'm gonna end up getting it though. What they're gonna do, I'm gonna look at my credit and I'm gonna have a credit in there somewhere.
Yeah. And they're not gonna advertise it to anybody else.
Nope.
No, of course not. Of course not.
So a lot of people want to get things done on their own for their due diligence, staying on the phone with them, and they just back up most of the time. Okay, let me just give it to you. Basically, don't say nothing to nobody.
Yeah.
Right.
And like my battery wasn't puffed either at all. I tell you, I had my original batteries when I bought my Mavic 2, fine conditioned batteries. So like I say, how I always run into the wall at the end of the year to get a new one. So boom, I sent 3 batteries back to them, and I got the receipt saying they sending me 3 brand new batteries with no haggling, no nothing.
No problem.
No
question.
problem at all. No problem. What's wrong with them? Listen, they owe, and I got DJI said, I want to replace. The guy said, why? He said, all right, I'll get back to you. Sure enough, I got a receipt that I got 3 brand new batteries come. They're gonna give me
The first thing they hit you with is prove to us you brought it from us.
Yeah. Well,
Once they see the receipt,
my Fly Me combo package is right there on their site, so
They know. They know everything.
of course
you have.
they know.
Yeah.
They want to see if you're gonna back down or not.
Now,
Well, no, I'm just saying if you ever did a repair with them
right.
or send anything back to them,
Yep.
when they send back the stuff, everything you have is on there.
It's on there, on that.
Well,
You go
that's
in and
it.
check on your stuff, everything you have is listed there.
Before it come back, they know, they show you what they got and what
Oh,
they
of course.
And what they
Yeah.
did to it, what was wrong with it, or what they claim was wrong
They'll
with it.
send a picture of it.
And yeah, they send you a
What was
picture
wrong.
of what their information on their
Well, this
sources.
is my first time dealing with them, so I'm supposed to be getting my controller back this week.
Well, what you
It's
gonna
actually been shipped out.
Well, you got Twan dealing with them, so he has a
Yeah,
different way of dealing
yeah.
with them. Which
I think Twan operates a lot like Ray does. He don't take no guff from him.
Nah, I don't.
You
Because
know-
like I said, I'm paying cash for these drones, bro. And what
I've
I do
learned
also,
how to deal with them.
yeah, you gotta have. First of all, you gotta have patience with them. I hang up 3 times till I get somebody I can understand. Click, click. Okay, he's cool. Let's do this. You know what I'm
You
saying?
know what's funny? I usually get through better speaking to some of the women that work for them
All
than
the
some of
time, all the
guys.
time. Yeah,
Yeah,
all the time.
because you know
'Cause they love you long time. That's why.
I like that.
They love you long time, man. They know you, brother.
Women have a tendency to listen better.
Yeah, because they don't know, so they gotta listen. You see what I'm saying?
I'm sorry, what? Did you say something?
Yeah, right.
What did you say? I wasn't listening.
A woman.
Jump Off had a question, and no, we didn't talk about that, but I'm unaware of that issue.
I put the link in our chat the other day about that.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, drones caught flying in Colorado at night in Colorado the past week.
Yeah.
Yeah, did you see that?
You want me
There's
to put the link
50
up?
of them.
Yeah, go
the
ahead,
link up?
Roger. Go ahead, Roger, because I didn't see the story.
50
If it's still good, the link.
You said 50 of them?
What was it, Roger?
50 drones.
Yeah, 30 to 50 drones, they said,
Wow.
with lights
One
on them.
time?
And the FAA couldn't tell where it was coming from. I thought it was a big scam for this new program to be initiated.
So it's
Sounds like
aliens, huh?
It sounds like it.
No, it's got to be
That
a
too.
company that did it because it was a group of them.
Yeah.
Hold on. We're going.
They probably had a meetup. They probably had a meetup.
Had a meetup. Yep.
Yeah.
They were a bunch of rogue New York droners.
And they was flying
Hey,
over.
hey.
They was
No
flying
one
over-
from
New
New
York.
No one from New York goes. No, hold
No one
on.
from New York
No
goes
one
to
from New York
Colorado.
goes to Colorado.
Excuse me, I'm going to go read this.
Not the fly.
The link's okay, yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll read
It's
it
still good.
It's a little bit too far, Paul. Just
Says it looks like it was drone pilots from New York City.
Was he visiting?
Past week, the rural counties experienced the flyovers. Oh, okay. Nightly flyovers from the northeast corner of Colorado. In fact, hold on. I'll share a screen so you guys can read along with me. But
Aren't you closer to that, Paul?
I close? No.
all right. It says Colorado,
Close to the
Nebraska sheriffs puzzled by nocturnal drone flight. Well, from what I read here in the first few paragraphs, they're doing multiple flights at night. It says in the past week, 3 rural counties have experienced nightly flyovers from the northeast corner of Colorado to at least one county in neighboring. Maybe they're delivering drugs, Nebraska and Denver.
Oh, Colorado is hemp.
Uh-huh.
Hemp, you know?
Yep, there's the weed
I
legalized.
don't see what's the problem.
Holla.
Sheriffs in Lincoln and Sedgwick County said that their officers have inundated with calls this week about the devices. Okay. There's a sheriff. Oh yeah, there's a lot of conspiracy theories floating in the Sedgwick County right now.
Of course,
So they don't. Okay. Reporting 6 to 10 drones at a time. So you know what I think they're doing? They're testing a drone highway, and these guys don't have a freaking clue. Because when they were testing drone highways up in Utica, New York, they were doing anywhere from 10 to 50 drones at
Yeah,
a
but
time.
that's during the daytime. That's at night.
Right. This is at night. Oh, well, yeah, that's a little suspicious.
Well, the other thing too is, don't you think that we live now in an era? Anytime somebody looks up in the sky and sees something they don't know what it is,
It's true. I saw
It's-
one of those
it's a
candle,
drone.
one of those
Candle
candle
bags.
And they said-
balloons. You
and they
light
said-
it.
And they
I
said
saw
they're
one
flying
last
several. And they said they were flying several hundred feet in the air.
Several hundred feet in the air.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's what anybody would say just looking up at something in the sky.
Well,
That's
what the
that's
big
true.
thing was,
That's true, Roger, because the
big thing
lights
they
look
said
really,
was
really
the
tiny.
FAA had no
After
idea.
about a half mile, a quarter of a mile, especially if they don't have strobes, the fact that it was nighttime and they could see so many, it's very well
I think
organized.
there's a
First of
bunch
all,
of guys hanging out, man.
because I don't see a bunch of guys just going up in a swarm and going somewhere for no reason.
In formation.
and not flying that far across quote unquote counties. You're
Yeah.
talking about a long distance flight.
Well, how big are these counties?
A county is usually a county. I know you city slickers, but a county is
I know how
usually
big our
about
county
40,
is.
it's usually about 40 or 50 miles each direction.
Yeah, we
One
can't.
thing
fly
that
across our
article
county.
doesn't say is that these were 6-foot long drones.
They were what?
Big drones. These
What
weren't
Matrice is
small,
that?
these weren't Phantom 4s.
That's what they said.
Big drones is what the thing that
Sounds like they're testing a drone highway. Once
exactly.
again.
That's exactly.
At
the big
night.
thing they were doing was making.
Why would
That's Amazon.
that the
Not at
FAA
night.
had no idea.
Not
about.
unless it was some covert military thing.
No,
That's-
no
If it
drone
were
highway testing at
military,
night.
If
This
it were
is true.
covert military,
That's true.
wouldn't have
They
any
do
lights
not.
on.
They from when they were doing the testing here in New York, it was mostly, in fact, all the time during the day. It was different times of the day, but it was all during the day. My problem is they're flying over counties now. I don't, and apparently in one direction. Now,
Yeah.
if you guys have a DJI drone, you know, if you're going to make a 3-mile trip or 4-mile trip, you might not make it back.
Yep.
Okay, so I need to look more into that story.
The big thing for the article was that the FAA knew nothing about it, and they were trying to emphasize on that. And it was like, really?
I'm going to bookmark this and do some more
I think
research.
that's some weird thing.
That many drones.
I think it's a company that's either trying or doing something, but because they were big drones, they weren't cheap drones.
If it's a company, then they would have to get a waiver to fly at night.
Well, check
and-
this out. Seguin County Sheriff says, we have no idea at this point. No leads and no thoughts. It's just an odd phenomenon.
They got paid
Usually
off.
when they call something a phenomenon, the military's involved.
Yep, they got paid off, or they told you shut your mouth. Yeah.
Right,
Telling
right.
you.
Is this all right? Sheriffs have reached out to
It
the
was
Federal
like-
Aviation Authority, and Elliott previously told the newspaper the Air Force has denied involvement. The FAA also told the Post this week it had no information on the mystery flyers. Neither did the Drug Enforcement Administration nor the U.S. Army Forces Command.
See? That's what I said. What kind of drones were these, really? Seriously.
It's
And
some more
were they-
scared
They're
tactics.
alien drones.
And you want to
Hybrid
know what? To be
distortion.
honest,
Distorted.
and I'm going to go with the conspiracy theorist bull on this, but to be honest, who says it was a bunch of drones? It could have been 1 or 2 craft with multiple lights
Exactly.
at different points, because we know what happened at Heathrow Airport in the UK, where they saw someone looking through a distorted glass, a dirty glass, said they saw a drone hovering over the runway, when in reality, those lights that they were looking at were several miles away.
Right, because we hit the same issue over at the field because the skies are black over those cemeteries out there. There's no
Yeah.
lights around it. It's black from, for blocks. So the sky above it is dark. And when helicopters and stuff like that or planes, you don't know exactly how far that is in the black.
True.
You just see those lights passing by nice and slow in the area, and they flash and they flash. And a lot of times guys have asked me, is that a drone? And I'm like, no, I think it's too high for it to be a drone.
Well,
the
this
big
is
thing was
this is the point I want to make.
because
Last
it's
night-
aliens, and the
Well,
aliens didn't register their drones.
Well, this is the point I want to make. Everyone declares something a drone. Because I fly drones, I notice things in the sky. You know the bags that you light the coal at the bottom, and it fills the bag up with air, the Chinese candles that
Uh-huh.
float away.
All right.
Well, I saw it take off from 2 blocks away from me, and my nephew and I followed, and we just watched, and I was like, oh, that's cool. That's how calm the air is, that it was floating away. You could hear people going, oh, a drone,
you
a
too.
drone. It wasn't
Yeah.
a freaking drone.
Yeah, but doesn't that fall under the category of like balloons and stuff like that?
Yeah, which is illegal in New York. You cannot release balloons in New York. Large groups of balloons or balloons in New York
I
now.
think
There's
that's
a
an
law
FAA
against it.
thing.
So if you're doing it in memory of someone,
Yeah,
they're
that's not legal.
slowly stopping things like that, and it makes sense.
Dude, I know one of my boys, his drone came down by RIP balloon.
It got taken down by a balloon.
Yeah. The cable, the string,
The string?
it got wrapped around one of those props, and his drone came down.
Yo,
Came down.
What's good, man?
That's what happened to Elliot that time too.
I believe Elliot was a kite, because the error message he got was engine obstruction.
And I mean,
The only
one
thing
engine,
that's going to stop a motor from spinning
it's something wrap around
is
it.
something wrap around it,
Yeah.
or something hit it
Yeah,
and snap it off completely.
exactly.
Because the
Exactly.
sensors in DJI drones know how fast the motor's spinning, whether
Mhm.
it's slowing down. So for engine obstruction means the engine was blocked.
That particular engine, yeah.
which caused him to go down.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, Justin?
What's up?
What it
What's
do? What
good,
it do?
Justin?
What it do? What it do?
Nothing, man. We were talking about how we was putting down them 100 proof shots the other day.
Double shots and glasses. I never even seen a double shot glass.
He was
Like,
going shot.
Yeah,
Shot.
You would have lied.
The bottle was new.
Oh,
drank
yeah.
it.
See, that's not his favorite drink because that bottle still got a neck on it. See, that's probably what he could just reach at the time, you know, when y'all was stressing him to drink.
This is the favorite. You see,
See, that's gone. See, that's gone.
Yeah.
That's that white right there, you know.
I've emptied several.
Hey,
of those.
cool, Big Jay Santiago supported you, and Distorted FPV, I supported your channel as
Oh
well.
my God. I think I had Jay before, like, so we gotta keep checking that. Like,
Did you constantly have to? They just did a purge.
I
was
did
at
him last week,
3,000.
too.
I was at 3,862. Today I'm at 3,849.
I just subbed you, Jay. I just subbed you, Jay.
Got you, Distorted.
Distorted, I got you too.
I think Mr. Crawley made a mistake.
Yeah, I did.
What
You
happened?
How do I
deleted
undo that?
message. Oh, he just put. He got you, Jay Santiago.
Got
I
you,
think
Distorted. Yeah.
Mr. Crawley was trying to add him and okay,
Yeah.
he unhid you.
I just
That
undid it.
You're back, Distorted. Sorry.
That happens.
Sorry about that, man. That's my bad.
Distorted, I had to resupport 2 times this week already. So
Yeah.
that's what the
Not a problem. We come to these live streams to support each other and learn a little something on the drone tip as well.
Nice northern vacation, Distorted.
Hey Justin, how you doing?
good. How you doing, Roger?
Happy New Year.
You too.
Happy New Year to everybody on the panel.
Yes,
Yeah.
Roger.
Yes, sir.
I could not join you for New Year's because
Yeah.
it's I couldn't join you. Okay.
Yeah, who's couldn't join you?
No problem.
So, did you go back and watch the stream? I'm afraid to.
No, I'm not
I
gonna go
did.
back and
I
watch
did.
that.
And like I said, my stomach still hurt, yo. And then
No.
I continued, like I told him, just then I went to Val's page. That was it. I was done. I
Oh
was
yeah,
done.
I
That
was
was it.
lit on Val's show, and I told her she let me in. She was live. I was the first one.
I said,
I
all
signed
y'all
out.
got a copyright strike that day because all them bottles, them names of them bottles y'all was giving up, everybody got a strike that
But
day.
check it out. I went into Val's room and typed in capital letters, "I want in now." Oh, novice. She goes, "Oh, novice, I get you in." I said, "Right now," and my voice was slurring. I said, "Right now, I'm going to tell you, we've all been drinking on my live stream. We're coming to crash your show."
Right now.
And then people started coming in, and then Val and Tim were just sitting there like this.
These guys, like, they took over.
We went and crashed their stream, but it was fun though. But it hurt the day after. You know what it was, Roger? I started out. Someone that gave me 3 shots of moonshine,
Okay.
little jars. I've never drunk moonshine before in my life, and they gave me these 3 shots. 2 of them were peppermint, and 1 of them was apple pie.
Oh,
And that was
God.
good. But then when I went and got the Befeeder gin and did a little shot, I was like, that's
Oh,
nothing. That's nothing. I'm starting to feel okay. But then something happened during the live stream. Oh, Justin was, or somebody said, let's take a double shot. And I went and got a tall shot glass. Now, when I took that down,
That's
it was
where-
like, okay, the screen went, woof, woof. I like, okay, we're there.
Well,
We're there.
Lawrence, we all know that we're there, that you were the ringleader. All the rest of these guys were innocent.
Roger, you know Paul instigated that shit. You know he did.
Doesn't he always?
Yeah, Roger. He's sitting there with about as much juice in his cup as he couldn't even wet his lips. But he had, come on, let's take another swig.
Paul was that guy in school to get all his friends to do it.
That's
They all
it.
go into the principal's office and Paul stand there like
Yeah,
this.
come on over. Let's paint the fence. This is so much fun. Come on over.
Right.
Let you paint.
Right.
Here's a brush for you. Oh
Yeah.
man, there's no more brushes. Oh,
Yeah.
I'll watch you guys.
Lita.
Uh-huh. I'll look out for you guys.
I was just following Lita. That's it.
That's it.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, then Justin started. Well, I got some 100 proof here. Come on, Lord.
Well,
take a
Justin-
swig."
Justin got the ALK when he started giving drinks to his wife.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
when it was
yeah,
all
yeah.
right.
Yeah. but it was fun.
That was
Yeah.
good.
That
Crowley,
won't
what you
happen.
got there?
That will not happen
What's
a whole
that?
lot.
What you got there?
With what?
I see you puffing on something, man.
I wasn't puffing on anything.
Okay.
That's steam, right? That's some steam going on.
I have gas. Where'd you gas?
I'll get back
Oh, it's terrible.
Yeah, I had gas too a little minute ago.
Oh, it's terrible.
Hey, Brant Ariels, you're right. You're right, Brant Ariels.
Vape.
But
I started vaping
had,
again.
he had actually Paul instigated all of that.
Oh, not Paul.
Yeah.
He would
Paul.
never do that to his friends.
Oh yeah. You never make your friends yak either, right?
I saw you pulled the doll out.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
All I know is I don't remember shutting the computer off. I do remember
You
going
just
in the
disappeared.
kitchen and
Yeah, he
making
just walked
some-
away, Jess. That's what he did.
Left.
Just left.
No, when I got up, Ray, it was shut down. It was
Yeah, it
shut,
shut down by
That's
itself.
because you pushed a button and
Right.
held it. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm done.
Crash the computer.
the
I'm
quick
done.
way, just crash it off, right? But I do remember saying, I have some Spanish rice in there. I'm going to eat some rice to absorb some of this alcohol.
Yeah, he was gonna come back.
And I went in and ate the rice, and I sat on the couch, and I was like, wait a minute.
Nighty night.
The couch started moving around the TV.
Uh-huh. You mean the TV was moving like this around the room?
But you had a curved TV, huh?
No, listen, Ray, it was definitely too many shots too fast.
Yeah, that's what me and Herman was talking about. That
Yeah.
to
Ray-
shine
Too much,
like
man.
that, like it's
And a
enough.
half hour.
Hey, Lawrence, but Lawrence, Ray is going to hook you up with some really good stuff.
Yeah,
But if I
serious.
do, I'm not mixing it either.
Nah,
That's where the
Alright, I'm gonna hook
mistake
you up with
was.
some
That
real good
moonshine with the gin.
You
That's
know, people that drink like that, like what you did 3 shots of moonshine and 2
usually wake up
deep
pregnant.
gin. No, they have to go to meetings.
they wake up with the shakes, huh, in the
They
morning.
go to meetings.
You
Like
know
one of my-
what?
Now they
Herman
pass
got-
the shakes. They go to the meetings to try to keep the demons
Hold it.
away to make them
Herman-
go do that.
Herman got some junk with him. He was there too. That night. He was like, "I'm good," sipping on his drink. Yeah, you was participating too, Herman.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Hey, Herman, tell
was
him your
cool.
TV wasn't spinning, though.
right. I wasn't trying to hold on to the couch
right?
while the couch orbits the television.
Yeah, well, Justin, I saw Justin the day after. I think he came by the house. I was like, "Yo, man, I was lit last night." He was like, "Yo,
I was. I couldn't make it upstairs.
because he
Well,
was
and the
taking
funny-
100 proof shots."
The funny part about that whole conversation was Lawrence kept telling Justin, because he was drinking a little bit, don't be showing up here tomorrow with your bags. Don't be showing.
Yeah,
That
Lawrence
was good. I just
outside
couldn't
on
get
the
up to
stoop,
bedroom.
sleeping in the misty rain.
Justin would have came to pick me up. I would have had all my drones under my arm with one bag of luggage,
Wearing all your clothes.
wearing everything at once, right?
So Justin, open up the garage door. I'm coming in, right?
2 drone bags. He got on all his clothes.
Why he look like that?
Why you looking?
Can't get his arm down to get in the car.
That's okay.
He got one around Justin's neck and the other one out the window. And
That's quite all right.
10 shirts, 2 jackets,
Mhm.
20 pair of underwear.
And sneakers looped over the neck.
And
Plastic on the
two
socks.
bottles of moonshine.
Yeah, but see, that's what started to begin with. That's what started it. Because had I not said someone gave me those bottles of moonshine, Paul's brain wouldn't have clicked. And let's see if we can make someone get drunk tonight.
I thought you were going to go to the gym because it was open.
What happened?
I thought you were going to go to the gym because it was
That's
open.
what I was going to do. But then someone in the chat I saw was like, yo, those are just single shots. Well, and I had planned on, I never tasted moonshine before, so I did smell it, and it made me like make a face. And I remember tasting it, and I'm like, this isn't stuff you taste. You have to chug it.
Well, a lot of the people I know that get it and use it, they use it the same way I use the Ray and Nephews.
Well,
They add it to like a lot of different sweet juices and stuff like that.
Well, I don't know. I don't know a lot, but the way Lawrence was throwing them babies back didn't look like he was novice at it that night.
Sure did. He wouldn't have did it.
That's all right. That's okay. I made it through the night, but the next day I felt it though. I was sick the next day.
Let's put it this way, Paul. If we was at the club or the bar, we would have had to take him home.
Oh man.
Yeah, that might have been quite possible.
Like, no, Lawrence, take your hands off of the people. No, stop. No, no. They're not talking to you.
Sounds like he has experience, right, Paul?
I've had friends like that.
That's what it is.
As soon as they start drinking that overproof juice, everybody's their enemy.
Herman had to take many of his friends to those meetings he's talking about.
Well, I know some that need to go, but they've never been.
Be like, I've been there before. I know what you're going through. Let me help you.
Well, we got a little bit of time. We got 15 minutes left.
Okay.
How are you going to end the night, man?
Who?
You. How are you going to end the live stream?
How am I going to end the live stream? By saying Happy New Year to everybody. Or we're not. You got more moonshine to drink?
Don't even try it. I already told Paul. Not tonight.
If you got more moonshine to drink, we could take about 2-3 shots for 15 minutes and
see.
Watch you knock all the rest of the drones off the wall.
I'm ready. Got the cup here ready.
Yeah, go ahead, Justin. You go ahead and start by yourself. Because that's what's going to happen.
Pour Lawrence. Pour one for the club.
Come on. That's all right.
I'm
good. I'm good.
There we go. There we go.
I'm good. Don't worry about it.
Hey, Lawrence, I just sent you another because I did a Google search. This is Reuters is reporting the same drone incident, and I just put it in the chat.
You know, I'm tired of them giving drones a bad name. Just because it has lights on it and it's up high, it's got to be a drone, right?
Of course.
But it's stupid. A lot of people are like, oh, drones can't fly at night. But if you look at the rules and everything like that, they can. They just need certain things.
Cluster of drones technically known. Okay. Multiple FAA divisions and government agencies are investigating.
Really?
Yeah, but with our Canada laws, as long as you got the appropriate lights on your drone, we're allowed flying at night.
Yeah, even that. But people are saying, "Oh, you can't fly drones at night," and I'm like,
"Yeah,
oh, you don't know."
You're not supposed to. Only 30 minutes after sunset. 30 minutes
during the civil twilight.
Right, 30 minutes after.
30 minutes before, 30 minutes after.
Exactly.
Good night, Geek Savannah. Have a good one.
Later, Sean. Have a good night, brother.
But Roger, so what part of Canada are you in?
I'm in Quebec.
All right, so up there in Toronto, you can't fly drones in Toronto.
No, I'm not in Toronto. No, I'm not.
I'm just saying because my boy live up there. You go right to jail up there.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you go right to jail in Toronto.
You want to hear something? Hear something funny, guys? I'm reading this article Paul put, and the guy goes, "I could put all this to rest if whomever is doing this would come forward and identify themselves." Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
But why would they?
You're right. You're right.
You know that
don't have to.
Right.
Well, and it also says that they had blinking lights on them, and that one of the deputies that chased the drones said that the actual experience was unnerving.
He chased them?
Yeah.
Unnerving for who? Him or the drone?
And there's these weird big
through several
headed
counties. In other words,
figures
in a patrol car.
Now, what I'm curious to know is when did this actually happen?
I said it's been going on for a while, right?
They claim it's been happening over the last couple of weeks.
So, Paul, you were over there
No,
instigating them drinking?
no, but
Right.
here's another thing is they can sit there and hover, Herman says, and they can descend very fast and they can take off very fast.
Which leads me to believe that it's something other than drones. I believe that it's a larger craft with multiple mini lights to look like a small crafts,
Most
which
likely.
would be very easy to pull off.
Yeah, but how high were they? It's also, you know, that he
According
was
to them,
chasing them across. I don't know. It all sounds weird to me.
it
it
does
doesn't-
because the story's conflicting.
I mean, how do you chase something like that? We have some of the most elaborately paved streets here, you know, square blocks, and it's still hard to follow something that's in the sky.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
The other interesting thing is the sentence just before the end of that article is last week the FAA proposed requiring nearly all drone operators in the U.S. airspace to be remotely tracked, a move which Sheriff Elliott said he would welcome.
Mhm.
Uh-huh. That's it.
So basically, it was just an advertisement to usher in this remote ID.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying at the beginning of this. It was just like a welcoming thing for the FAA to go ahead and move. They're going to move forward anyways, but it was
Nice.
just kind of saying why we need it.
Okay,
You
so
know,
they
it
came
really
up with a
supported that
fictitious
100%.
story about some guy chasing drones across a county.
Right.
I keep hearing about,
Smart.
you know what? I keep hearing about these drones with these batteries I need.
Yeah, exactly. Let us
For
all
real.
in on
Fixed them
it.
for an hour and a half.
Yeah, I need those batteries.
Or-
The one that can make it from Kennedy to Newark.
Yeah.
South America.
You shut down both airports because you claimed that there was a drone sighting at one. Like, okay,
Hey, Paul,
Yeah.
here's another one.
make it there.
Here's
Yeah,
another
but
one.
What-
Another
what
story
happened-
related.
What happened to the
helicopter
that hit the drone? That was like what, a week, and after that, it's nothing.
I said when we saw that audit, we saw that thing there with that guy, and then I looked at the picture of it. And even in his statement, he said that a lot of times guys fire at these planes taking off and flying and these helicopters. So when I saw the actual damage to it, I don't think that a drone, if it connect with an aircraft like that, I don't think it's
Leave
going
a
to
hole.
leave a hole like that, much less a
hole,
mark,
exactly.
period.
Yeah, not a hole.
I don't even think it'll leave a mark.
Nope.
I don't
Probably
think
a little
it's-
scratch, like a
I
little
don't even
scratch.
think
like
it's
that.
strong enough to damage the surface.
Yeah, everyone was
Exactly.
insisting that. Oh yeah, a drone could do that. I'm like, man, that
It's
thing
almost like as if I
ready to
threw
stop.
like a toy or something at you, you know, like a little child's toy at you.
A
And
Nerf toy.
Yeah, like a
December
Nerf
17th.
toy.
Herman, December 17th was the first actual
Yeah.
sighting of
Okay.
it. And from what they say, it is actually in a, hold on, read
How
it.
long people stop eating that
The
fruit cake?
FAA told this is a pretty isolated rural area and not controlled airspace.
Stop
Oh,
eating
so
that
it's,
fruit cake.
it's open area. So
It was good. Right.
Yep.
what can they-
There was
what can
probably
they
just
do?
alarm because there were probably so many.
But he was chasing
30 of
them.
them.
Yeah, but one
Across the
guy was actually
county.
trying to chase the lights, and either he got scared off or they
He
were
got
too
chased
fast.
into the water. He went in the water.
He was chasing the lights.
They said that the drones could be looking
Okay.
for illegal grows.
Okay, there's 3 counties that their drone squadrons have been reported in: Washington, Colorado, Phillips, Colorado, and Sedgwick counties.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And that's just Colorado because the other articles talked about Nebraska.
crossing state lines.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, I want to know what kind of battery I can cross state lines with, like
There's
Herman,
one
done
on
that
the-
already?
now.
like Herman said.
You've done
that's
that
true.
already.
We have done that. That's true. That's true. We have flown. You know, we did it a few times this year,
You
actually,
crossed state lines already.
and,
with
and
drones.
quite legally too.
So my question is, if they see this on a regular basis, why doesn't anyone have any video?
Because they were too busy chasing the drone.
Ah,
And because it was nighttime, I bet.
Yeah, it was at nighttime. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
We didn't think to hit the record button any of the times that we were
The cover of darkness. Yes.
All right, that's it. Yeah, that's it. We got it. Yeah.
Oh my God!
That's
How
our
do you have any
story.
proof about this aliens all flying in the sky now? I don't know.
Exactly, because if drones wasn't in the picture, people would be like, "Oh,
It had to be something. Yep.
Right.
Oh,
Like I
what hit
told
the
you.
plane?
Hey,
Something
check this
foreign
out.
object.
Here's the first suspicion. While the powers to be have no answers, the mystery aircraft have inspired a wide range of theories online. It has to be the work of Mexican drug cartel, one commenter said. It's obviously aliens from a far off galaxy, another replied. Perhaps it's the History Channel looking for lost cities.
In Nebraska?
Or ranchers trying to track their own cows, others theorized.
Mm-hmm. At night?
Well,
I guess.
Well, I know they're herding cows with drones, but I wouldn't see them doing that at night.
No, but I'm saying if you got what's that? A flare camera. I guess maybe, I don't know.
Someone just goes, it would be really nice to know what they're doing. Now there's a picture here. I'm just gonna share just the picture real quick so you guys can see the areas that they're flying over.
I just
all
think
right,
people
and
a little bit too
this area right
don't
here, if I can blow the picture up, hold on, I might. This area right here, what the hell? Oh, of course, all of this other junk advertising. They want, here's the picture.
They can't
So
even trace
people are
guns.
complaining, look at the open land here. Now, what kind of, do you know there's no interference whatsoever? You probably could fly for 5 miles.
Yeah, it's probably in the
Possibly.
E-class space, which is pretty much
Yeah, but look at this.
But you're still blinded by the battery.
True. Unless
Right,
it's a
never
one,
factored in the
unless it's a one-way trip.
Right. You're gonna go meet it.
Or unless, if you look back at all the supposed alien encounters, they're not in cities; they're out in the middle of nowhere.
I think somebody got their hands. I think someone got their hands on some good peyote and started seeing
I know what
colors.
happened, Lawrence.
What?
They drank that hooch you was drinking. When you saw the TV spinning and you was spinning around the TV, they seeing things in the sky.
Out of body experience. Yeah.
They have all that time on their hand to drink that hooch. It started around December.
Distorted FPV goes, yeah. The cartel would have lights all over their drones. Yeah, that's true.
Exactly. And fly into Nebraska.
Yeah.
And Colorado.
Yep.
Once again, what kind of batteries do they use?
Now I did admit, had I ever gone to Roger's home, because they're so far spaced apart, the neighbors would be complaining about drones flying over their houses, because that's what I do. I sometimes fly long distance, but they claim these are large groups of drones and they're all flying at they didn't say different altitudes, but they're flying in groups. And like I said, I don't know of any drone out there that can fly at night. And I don't know if I trust a pilot in front of me, on side of me, or behind me if I was flying at night also.
Yeah, because they said they were flying in a pattern.
Right. Now, if all these drones are flying in a pattern, it's once again, it's not DJI. Because if it was, they would be able to track it.
Yeah.
The FAA's got involved. The first thing the FAA does with any air crash or anything major, they go to DJI first. You can't tell me they don't. Okay, because DJI is real quick to give up information, especially the law enforcement here in the United States. So I honestly don't believe that they're DJI drones. Whatever it is, it could be fixed. No, it doesn't say that they were fixed things. Yeah, fixed wings can go far, but in formation or in a pattern.
These guys would have been really good.
Right. I mean, we fly urban here in New York, and we don't be flying no formation flying.
One other thing that it could be is those Chinese lanterns, like 6 or 8 of them went up together and they're in the same wind.
Night Train has the perfect example. Maybe it's someone with Link drones testing them. They do have companies that do these air shows and stuff like.
like the Telos and stuff like that.
Right, 100, right, and
but he
make them
said
all
this-
operate
he
like
said-
one drone.
But Brother Crawley said they were 6 feet long though.
Right.
They were
Yeah,
big drones.
see,
These were
Right.
6 feet
6
in
feet
size. That's
long.
what they're
Yeah.
saying. It was square
Yeah,
and 6 feet in size.
yeah, so
we're
that-
6 feet, so someone's testing
So they-
delivery drones.
yeah.
So they all, yeah, but that wouldn't be at night.
Yeah, that's true.
You
You're
don't
right.
know that.
No,
They-
I do know that. I know
No,
the
you
law.
cannot-
That would be
no,
done in the
No,
daytime.
no drone company has permission to fly at night right now.
But it could be a new advertisement for a new Lego movie.
Good.
Well, I guess we'll find out because, right, distorted FPV.
I'm telling you what it is.
If it was a drone swarm, now that I could see, the
trying to
military does test out drone swarms, and they usually test them out over the deserts. They drop 500 mini drones from. You've seen it. They drop 500 drones from a plane, and they test to see if they fly in formation. Plus, in one of the reports, it said the lights were blinking. DJI lights blink too, but
but the
that doesn't mean
sheriff's
a whole lot.
deputy or whatever you said was chasing it.
Yeah. Yeah. He said it was unnerving.
How close did he get to it?
I don't know.
Close enough to take a
exactly.
picture.
Or was he really
All
chasing? it?
right, take a picture.
Or
Was
was he
I'm telling
really
you, those
chasing?
guys was drinking that same hooch you had, Lawrence.
Yeah, exactly. No one pulls out a camera to check it. I mean, come on.
Look, guys, I gotta get out of here.
Okay.
It's 7 o'clock
Time for a drop.
and it's time for
Happy
a
New
drop.
Year,
Well,
guys.
hey, before you do the drop, though, Lawrence, you need to do your opinion thing. You know, it's like the views and opinions.
Oh yeah, the views and opinions that were heard tonight are not necessarily the views and opinions of everyone on the panel tonight.
Wah, wah.
Hey,
Wah, wah, wah,
it
wah.
happened.
Okay, Herman.
Yeah. So, so we talked about the remote ID tonight in a little bit, I guess, and it went off into a little bit of other things that have to do with it. And like I said, nobody knows how it's laying out and nobody knows how it's going to play out, but it will be happening and within the next 2 years. And I'd like to thank you guys for hanging out and chatting on this subject. And I'd like to thank everyone in the chat for hanging out with us.
It's been a
And
wonderful.
Hey, Lawrence, where you go? We doing a
Lawrence
drop, Lawrence.
disappeared.
No, I'm here, man. I'm
All
here.
right.
So
I'm
let's
still
get
here,
this
yo.
drop, Lawrence.
Huh?
Ready, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wednesday night with those guys is sponsored by
Those guys.
Yeah.
And I'd like to thank everybody once again.
Thank you very much.
Hit the
All
like.
naked.
Thank you very much.
Hit that like button on your way out, guys. Make sure you guys support each other. The only way this
Check out
community can
Roger.
grow
Check out Roger
Roger's
up
on
next.
at
and stay alive.
7:30.
And everybody, head on over to Rogers and check out his live stream,
Canadian Drone Hub.
Canadian Drone Hub.
We're not wearing any pants right now.
What happened?
Not wearing pants. Oh boy.
Oh, you're not wearing it?
I'll be on in about 10 minutes.
Okay.
Cool.
Later, guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna stand up and
Guys,
show
like I
you.
said, thanks for
over
stopping
the
by and
road.
hanging out with us. And I'll see you next time on Phantom Flight 101 with those.